Imagine being so powerful, so unique, that your very presence shakes the foundations of those who've ruled unchallenged for centuries. Sounds like the plot of a blockbuster movie, right? But what if I told you this is your reality? Stay tuned, because today we're diving deep into why you, the chosen one, are the greatest threat they've faced in a million years. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about a phenomenon that many of you might have felt but couldn't quite explain. Have you ever wondered why you face resistance at every turn? Why people, systems, or even unseen forces seem to push back against your every move? By the end of this video, you'll not only understand why you're a threat, but also how to harness that power. Let's get into it. 1. Who are the chosen ones? Let's start by defining what it truly means to be a chosen one. Forget the mythical prophecies of fantasy novels. This is something much more real, profound, and grounded. A chosen one is someone who sees the world differently. They don't just accept the surface. They dig deeper, questioning why things are the way they are. Challenges the status quo. They don't fear rocking the boat. They fear the stagnation of conformity. Has an unshakable sense of purpose, even if they can't yet articulate it. They're driven by an internal compass that points to something greater. Chosen ones are outliers by design. They refuse to fit neatly into society's prefabricated molds. Their differences are not quirks or personality traits, but intentional disruptions. A challenge to the systems around them. Imagine stepping into a room filled with identical clocks, all ticking in unison. The rhythm is precise, predictable, and uniform. Now picture yourself as the one clock ticking to a different rhythm. Initially, you might be seen as the problem. Your ticking stands out, disrupting the comforting uniformity. But here's the twist. Your rhythm doesn't expose a flaw in you. It exposes the monotony in them. This scenario is why society often fears chosen ones. They bring light to what others would rather leave in shadow. Their unique rhythm calls attention to what's outdated, unfair, or broken. Society thrives on progress, but progress is impossible without disruption. The chosen ones challenge long-held beliefs, dismantle oppressive systems, and dare to imagine a better future. Think of figures like Rosa Parks, Albert Einstein, or Malala Yousafzai. Each of them ticked differently and faced resistance for it. Yet their unique rhythms created ripples that transformed the world. Being a chosen one is not easy. The world may label you as a misfit, troublemaker, or even a threat. But that resistance is proof of your power. Disruptors aren't feared because they're wrong. They're feared because they force others to confront uncomfortable truths. So if you find yourself ticking to a different rhythm, embrace it. Your purpose isn't to blend in. It's to awaken the world to new possibilities. After all, change doesn't come from those who follow the beat. It comes from those who dare to lead their own. 2. Why do you scare them? Them represents more than just individuals or groups. It encompasses the systems, institutions, and ideologies built to maintain control through conformity and predictability. These entities thrive when people stick to the script. But your existence, vibrant, authentic, and unpredictable, threatens to rewrite their narrative. Let's explore why. Thinking outside the box is your superpower. Systems rely on predictability to manage and manipulate. But when you step off the beaten path, their strategies crumble. You're a wild card, constantly innovating and refusing to fit into predefined molds. This unpredictability disrupts their control mechanisms, forcing them to adapt to a game they no longer fully control. In a world often fueled by appearances and illusions, authenticity is revolutionary. Your genuine self acts as a mirror, exposing the cracks in their carefully constructed facades. It's not just about being true yourself. It's about challenging the status quo, making others question what they've accepted as normal. Your realness becomes their discomfort as it highlights their own inauthenticity and insecurities. Perhaps the most threatening aspect of your existence is your ability to inspire. When you stand out, others notice. Your courage to embrace your individuality encourages others to do the same. This ripple effect of influence is what truly terrifies them. It's not just about one person challenging the system. It's about the collective awakening that follows. Let's break it down with a real-world analogy. Imagine you as a chosen one inspire 10 people to embrace their true selves. If each of those 10 people inspires 10 more, the impact multiplies exponentially. In just 3 steps, your influence has reached 1,000 people. Now imagine if this ripple continues. 10,000, 100,000, or even a million people all living authentically and thinking critically. That's not just a challenge to the system. It's a revolution. Your existence isn't just a rebellion. It's a catalyst for change. By simply being yourself, you disrupt control, expose illusions, and inspire transformation. You're not just one person. You're the spark for a wildfire of authenticity and empowerment that they can't extinguish. 3. The pressure you face and how to overcome it. Being a chosen one isn't just a title. It's a journey of relentless growth, perseverance, and transformation. Those who rise to meet their calling often face isolation, intense criticism, and unforeseen challenges. Yet it's important to remember pressure creates diamonds. Imagine standing at the foot of a towering mountain while the crowd sets up camp at its base, comfortable and unchallenged. You choose to climb. Your decision to rise disrupts the comfort of others, often leaving you feeling isolated. It's not that they hate your journey. They fear what it says about theirs. Greatness is lonely because it sets you apart, but it also connects you with your true self. Studies on highly successful people, from artists to entrepreneurs, show that many endure periods of loneliness, which they later attribute to clarity and focus on their goals. Critics will question your every step, not because you're wrong, but because your courage forces them to confront their own fears. History is filled with example. Galileo was ridiculed for challenging the status quo, yet his ideas reshaped our understanding. Criticism, in its essence, is often more about the critic than the criticized. Reframe criticism as feedback or evidence of your impact. The more resistance you face, the closer you are to significant breakthroughs. Challenges are not roadblocks. They're stepping stones. Unexpected obstacles are like weights in a gym. They strengthen you. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television. J.K. Rowling faced rejection from 12 publishers before Harry Potter became a phenomenon. Their obstacles weren't signs to stop. They were lessons to refine their craft. Research on resilience highlights that overcoming adversity significantly increases confidence and adaptability. Ground yourself practices like meditation or journaling help you reconnect with your purpose. Nature, too, offers perspective. Mountains remind us that every peak once began as an unshaped rock. Find allies, seek people who share your vision. Community isn't about quantity, it's about quality. A few true supporters outweigh a crowd of doubters. Keep learning. Knowledge and growth are your shields. The more you expand, the harder it is for negativity to stick. Picture this: every step you take up the mountain widens your view. The air may thin, the climb may exhaust you, but the higher you go, the clearer the horizon. Remember, diamonds are just carbon that refuse to crumble under pressure. Keep climbing. You're becoming unbreakable. 4. You challenge their comfort zones. Routines, even flawed or harmful ones, provide a sense of stability. People and systems cling to them because they create a predictable world, shielding us from uncertainty. However, progress requires disruption, and this is where the concept of the chosen one becomes so pivotal. These individuals shake the foundations of comfort zones by exposing inconvenient truths and proposing revolutionary ideas that challenge the status quo. Take Galileo Galilei, for example. In the early 17th century, he championed the heliocentric model, arguing that the Earth revolved around the sun. This directly contradicted the geocentric model, which had been accepted for centuries and was backed by the powerful Catholic Church. Galileo's ideas were not just scientific, they were revolutionary. By questioning the established order, he faced fierce resistance. The Church labeled his ideas heretical, and he was placed under house arrest for the remainder of his life. Yet his persistence laid the groundwork for modern astronomy and changed humanity's understanding of its place in the cosmos. This isn't just history. It's a pattern that repeats itself across time. People inherently resist change, not necessarily because the new idea is wrong, but because it disrupts the equilibrium they've grown accustomed to. This is true on a personal level as well. Imagine introducing a new approach at work, perhaps a more efficient process that challenges the traditional way of doing things. The reaction is often resistance. Colleagues may dismiss your idea not because it lacks merit, but because it forces them to step out of their comfort zones. Why does this happen? Psychologically, humans are wired to favor certainty. Change introduces ambiguity, which can feel threatening. Systems, like people, resist change because they are designed to maintain order and predictability, even if that order is inefficient or damaging. But history teaches us that disruption is necessary for growth. Whether it's Galileo reshaping our understanding of the universe, or you suggesting a new approach in your personal or professional life, challenging the status quo is essential. It's uncomfortable, but it's how we move forward. Embracing this mindset is the first step to becoming a catalyst for change, perhaps even a chosen one in your own sphere. 5. Your resilience defies expectations. They expect you to quit. Every challenge, setback, and obstacle isn't just random. It's part of a world that thrives on weeding out the weak. The harsh truth is many people do quit. They let the weight of failure, fear, or criticism crush them. But chosen ones, they're built differently. The challenges don't break them down, they forge them into something stronger. Think of the boxer in the ring. The crowd gasps as they hit the mat. It looks over again. But as the referee counts, they stir. Slowly, they rise to their feet. The opponent glares, frustrated. This isn't just a fight anymore. It's a war of wills. And nothing terrifies the opponent more than realizing this person won't stay down. You see, every setback in your life is like that knockdown. You'll be tempted to stay on the ground. Maybe people will tell you it's not worth getting back up. Others might laugh, doubting your ability to rise again. But when you push through the exhaustion, when you defy the odds, you send a powerful message. I'm not done. Here's the kicker. Your comebacks don't just surprise others. They change you. Every time you rise, you gain a sharper edge, a deeper reservoir of strength. Neuroscience backs this up. Overcoming adversity rewires your brain. It builds resilience, creativity, and confidence. Challenges force you to think outside the box, adapt, and push beyond your perceived limits. This is why the strongest people often have the toughest stories. They've been knocked down and risen so many times that they've become indestructible. And while your perseverance fuels your growth, it stokes fear in those who doubted you. They realize they can't control or defeat someone who refuses to quit. It's intimidating because it shows them a reflection of their own fears. What they gave up on, you overcame. So the next time you're facing a setback, think of that boxer. Channel your inner fighter. Rise not just to prove others wrong, but to prove yourself right. You're not just surviving, you're thriving, growing, and rewriting the script. Because chosen ones aren't just defined by their victories, but by the grit they show in the hardest moments. 6. You see beyond the illusion. Most people navigate life guided by narratives they didn't choose. These stories are often shaped by cultural norms, societal expectations, and media influence. From what a successful life looks like to what constitutes beauty, happiness, or truth, much of our perception is shaped by external forces. These narratives keep the majority in a predictable flow, maintaining a sense of order, or more accurately, control. Yet there exists a rare group of individuals who can see beyond these imposed illusions. The chosen ones, these are the critical thinkers, disruptors, and visionaries who dare to question and call out the fabricated frameworks that guide society. Why does this frighten those in power? Because systems of control, be they governmental, corporate, or cultural, thrive on widespread compliance and ignorance. A manipulated narrative ensures that people don't question inequities, systemic flaws, or the agendas of those in charge. When someone shines a light on these truths, they challenge not only the narrative but the very foundation of that control. The chosen ones expose the hidden strings of manipulation, forcing others to reconsider the status quo. This act of rebellion isn't just inconvenient for those in power. It's a direct threat to their authority. A modern example of this dynamic can be seen with whistleblowers. Individuals like Edward Snowden or Chelsea Manning pulled back the curtain on hidden truths, revealing systemic surveillance and government overreach. Their revelations shook the public's trust in institutions and disrupted the carefully curated narrative of benevolence and transparency. The pushback they faced, legal action, exile, or public vilification, underscores how much is at stake when power structures are challenged. These individuals didn't merely expose information. They disrupted a system dependent on secrecy and compliance. But it's not only on a grand scale where this plays out. Even in smaller communities, those who question toxic traditions, call out unethical behavior, or challenge groupthink often face backlash. People fear change, and those in control fear losing their grip. The chosen ones force society to confront uncomfortable truths, urging people to think critically and act independently. Ultimately, these disruptors are catalysts for growth, shining a light on the shadows of manipulation. Though their path is challenging, their courage paves the way for a freer, more awakened society. If we are brave enough to follow their lead, your strength, vision, and courage force others to reflect on their own choices. Psychological impact: when people see you succeeding despite resistance, it challenges their belief that they need to conform to fit in. This reflection can trigger fear or even jealousy because it exposes their insecurities. Have you ever noticed how someone who doubted you suddenly tries to copy your ideas once they see them working? That's because your success inspires both admiration and discomfort. You're an unstoppable force of change. You're not just an individual. You're part of a global phenomenon, an awakening of chosen ones rising to transform the world. This isn't a small ripple. It's a tidal wave of collective action, shifting the trajectory of humanity in real time. Together, the impact is exponential, a living testament to the power of connected minds and hearts united by purpose. Let's consider the numbers. Imagine there are 100,000 chosen ones worldwide. If each of these individuals inspires just 10 others to awaken within a year, that creates 1 million empowered individuals in just 12 months. These aren't random acts of inspiration. They're deliberate seeds of change planted in fertile soil. Now think about this compounding over time. Year 2 brings 10 million, year 3 surpasses 100 million, and soon, an unstoppable global force reshapes the social, cultural, and spiritual landscape. This isn't hypothetical. It's the mathematics of revolution, where collective awakening multiplies like wildfire. Why is this significant? Because it's not just about you as an individual. It's about the movement you represent. Every action choice and word you share carries the weight of something greater. A network of change agents poised to disrupt the status quo. And this is precisely why they are afraid. The systems that thrive on division, fear, and complacency see this collective rise as a threat. It's not just your voice or your efforts. It's the chorus of millions coming together to challenge the old paradigms. This isn't about overthrowing anything violently. It's about creating something better. The chosen ones are innovators, visionaries, and healers. They're the artists who paint hope, the teachers who ignite curiosity, the leaders who empower others, and the dreamers who remind the world what's possible. Together, they stand as a testament to human potential, proving that the power of unity can overcome even the most entrenched forces of resistance. Your role in this is unique but deeply intertwined with others. Every person you inspire becomes a catalyst for change in their circle, creating a ripple effect that transcends borders and boundaries. The world isn't just changing, it's evolving because of people like you. So step forward boldly, because together, we're not just rewriting history, we're reshaping the future. To all the chosen ones watching this, let me remind you, you are not alone and you are not imagining the resistance you face. It's a sign of your power. The fact that they fear you means you're doing something right. If this resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more empowering content. Together, we'll keep challenging the norm and changing the world. Until next time, stay strong and stay true to your path. Remember, you're not just a threat. They've never seen anything like you in a million years.